because nowadays, and let's get into the obesity epidemic. Okay. Because it, this is something that I like. I'm always talking about.
Right.
And it makes me so mad. Like that people like, what's it gonna take for you to start to really live the right way and start eating right, and doing just the bare minimum to really exercise and diet, just so so you can live a little longer,
right,
like that. And the thing is, it's so hard because these foods are designed, right. They're not they're not grown like this. They're designed for you to keep eating. How many times, all right? And like, I'm not gonna lie, fuck, this was me last night. All right, this was me last night, so I'm not gonna lie.
Right.
Do I have more control than other people? Of course, because right. I know I put the work in, during the day, because there's times where I go out and I'm gaming at night and stuff like that. And then what are you doing? You're just gaming, and you're just
rushing.
Snacking. Yeah.
Kettle cooked jalapeno chips.
Yeah, I had some of those Dots freaking pretzels. You see
right.
what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
But like, it's just the mindless eating, and things like that.
So along the same vein,
mm-hmm.
think back to high school, bro.
Yes.
How many kids, think back to middle school, early high school. How many kids in your middle school, high school at 13, 14 years old were 6'6"?
I can't remember.
Bro, why the fuck are there all these 6'6", 6'7", 14-year-olds? Because of what they're doing to the food, bro.
Eating them.
Yes. Man, I have seen a chicken, bro. I've seen a chicken. I've been on a farm and seen a chicken. I've never seen a chicken with the leg the size of the legs that you get from Popeyes, bro. I've never seen a chicken with legs that size.
The big ass freaking Tyrannosaurus freaking Rex.
Right. Like what is that?
Wings.
It's not a real thing, bro.
Wing,
it's not a real thing.
Yeah, this is all the age, the what is it? GMOs and freaking all this
gassing
shit,
these foods up. And it's
mm-hmm.
funny because we don't think about it, but we think, oh, well, my kids don't eat this. But when mom was pregnant, she was eating the stuff with all, and it was passed down to the kid.
Mm-hmm.
And so now you've got this enormous child who's gonna, even if he grows normally, if you start out from huge, you're just gonna get huger.
Yeah.
And then everything is, the faster the food's made. We go into you talk about this all the time, but when you go into Whole Foods, or you go into HEB and go grocery shopping, bro.
Yeah.
Your fucking grocery bill is gonna triple and double, if not triple, if you go into Whole Foods.
Yeah.
And please don't have a family of like 5 and try to feed them from Whole Foods. But you have to be a fucking millionaire.
Oh, bro. I'm like.
So yeah, and they're doing, and it's you're right. It's just it's targeted, and it's that kid, man, that basketball playing kid, the one that looks like fucking Slenderman.
Who?
Ah, man, the 7'6" guy that's long as shit, whose name I can't pronounce.
In the league right now?
In the league right now. He just got.
Yeah, you're talking about Victor Wembley?
That kid.
Yeah, he's 7'4".
Bro, there's no way that kid's a human, bro.
Yeah.
There's no way. He's not real.
Yeah, the dude's super tall, you know what I mean? I like that. And so,
gross.
I could talk about this all day, you know what I mean? And for me, it's sad that I see, people all the time, their behavior with foods right now, because that's what a lot of things is. Right? It's just their behavior with foods, that they just can't get away from these artificial foods and things like that, and and then typically when it's time for them to make a change, usually it's too late.
It's too late.
It really is too late.
It's too late.
What I mean? Because maybe they're already type 1 diabetic, you know what I mean? Or they freaking I can't even think of what is it, like when you have so much fat, or visceral fat on your freaking organs and stuff like that.
High cholesterol, heart disease.
Yeah, you probably already had a heart attack. You're probably only in your mid-30s or something like that.
But if you take that and circle it back around, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Circle it back around. The countries that have free healthcare.
Yeah.
You don't have a bunch of people that are fucking 900 million pounds because there's no incentive to make people sick.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't benefit anybody to make people sick.
Yeah.
So people are normal size. They're regular size, and you still have fat people, right? Like you still have fat people. But bro, I get it, man. We're pumping people up, man, and we're not doing anybody any favors. And healthcare is not. My dad's belief in medicine is prevention, not treatment.
What was his practice when
he was just a general practitioner?
Oh, just a general practitioner.
He had a general family practice, but it would frustrate him because he had a fat clinic at one point too, and people would come to him and be like, hey, how do I lose weight? And he'd be like, stop eating. Like that was the answer, because we've all seen. I'm not a fat shamer, bro, at all. But if you don't like the weight that you are, please don't go get a triple meat cheeseburger and a large fry and then get a large Diet Coke and think that you're helping. You're not.
No.
It's Diet Coke is not your problem.
Yeah, it is.
It's not Diet Coke.
And so, I can go all day with these things, and getting back to what you said is very infuriating, like that in a country knowing that they can thrive off of sickness, and nothing's really changing at all. Everything that someone like me in my in the industry that I am for health and fitness and things like that, we can barely penetrate and freaking not even like we can't even crack the surface of really doing it, because then again who we're up against, all right? Because typically who if like anybody has anything to do with health like that in your standard of living and stuff like that, who do you typically go to?
Bro, you're looking at your standard of living is from.
Yeah, but like when you're looking for advice, like that, who does like the general public, typically go to seek out advice when it comes to their health or like how their standard of living and stuff like that, for sickness and stuff.
Bro, you're going to a doctor.
To your doctor.
You're going to a doctor.
All right, and nothing on doctors, all right? Like nothing on doctors.
They have the incentive.
All right. But the thing is that I say it all the time. Doctors are not the smartest people to be going to. All right. Because then again, doctors, they don't have the incentive to freaking make you healthy a lot of times, especially here in the United States. Right. Like that. It's been proven time and time again, because, all right, why am I going to make you healthy if I'm getting paid freaking, $100,000-$200,000, whatever it is a year on sales, because this drug that, freaking is that I'm giving you is keeping you here, it's giving you just enough. All right, let's go back to that one documentary with what was that pain? Was it Vicodin?
The one that we, the
painkiller one.
It wasn't Vicodin. It was
What was it? Oh, Oxycontin.
It was Oxycontin. It was Oxycontin.
Yeah, like that,
It was Oxycontin.
Why am I going to really treat your back? Your probably your back is hurt. Why am I going to really freaking send you to a trainer and make you go through a 6
real rehab,
8 month freaking regimental freaking workout to strengthen up your back and treat the root cause so you could never happen again, when I'm getting paid freaking all this freaking money for you to stay on this little pill that's only going to temporarily freaking like that. You know what I mean? Or freaking, whatever it may be, like that, cause it goes like that. So, all right. And so that's where, for me, where I always have the fits, where it's just infuriating, because then, especially when they start them so young, like that at freaking 3 to 4, when all the food.
When they can finally start making, when they can start asking for things.
Yeah. Well, no, they're making their own subconscious decisions now, because they're very curious, and they see these things that are influencing them, and they don't know what it is, but they know they want it.
But they know they want it, because they see it all the time. Yeah. I think that one of the things that's the craziest about the whole ordeal, especially the way they target the kids and the way they do that stuff, is like you could make the society so much better across the board, except it benefits a handful of people not to. And the people that it benefits, none of them are fat, they're all, it's not like he's gonna big fat sloppy.
Yeah.
They're not. They're all in good shape. They all have trainers. They all do this. They all live to be whatever 900 million years old. Because they're not doing the same stuff. They're not buying what they're selling.
No,
you know what I'm saying? They're just selling it to everybody.
They're not practicing what they're preaching.
They're not, bro. It's so crazy because it's just like so many. If you pull that money out of the equation, so many problems could be solved.
Oh
bro.
yeah, of course.
So many problems could be solved.
Yeah, and like it begs the question for me. Like, okay, it's like, what what are these other governments and other entities, outside of the United States, what are they really practicing and preaching and really driving towards that, they have everything that, we beg for, but yet, the United States government, instead is not giving us.
It's weird because part of, the democracy and the freedom and the capitalism that everybody wants and be able to make your own money and not have to divide it among the community like a social society or whatever. Like, that's the same part of that we want breeds the greed that puts us in the situation that we're in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a conundrum. Like, it's like, what do we do? Like, do we give up the freedoms? Or because when you have a company, you say, look, you can make as much money as you want. You just pay taxes. You can make as much money as you want. And as long as you don't do anything illegal, you can make as much money as you want.
Yeah.
And they say, okay, well, let's do it. But then they do it. And then you say, well, you can't do it at the detriment of anybody else. But it's like, I'm not doing anything to hurt. Like, they're doing it to themselves.
Yeah.
And you just end up versus going to some other countries is they say, y'all can't do that. And they're like, well, we're not free to do whatever we want, or everything is regulated by the government.
Yeah.
And then, hey, I get it, man, I think that there has to be a balance in the two, because you can make as much money as you want, but this substance has been determined to be bad for people, so you can't use it. Like, it's a banned chemical. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, like at the end of the day, for me, it comes down to a very simple question, not even is it a question? Let me see. For me, I always just say, I'm like, why can't you just do right by people? You know what I mean? Like, what is so wrong with just doing right by people, right? Like, and
just make shit easy, bro.
Yeah. So, at the end of the day, it just comes to a very simple question like that, and like, whatever happened to that, and like I always get to a point where like you don't want to lose hope in humanity,
right?
But like, you just see this shit all the time, like that, and the small guy, the innocent person is always getting fucked, like that, and it's like,
and
like,
then you look
what is there to do?
You look and you look at the guy. So I look at like, I just looked at a video just a little while ago on Instagram, and it had this little boy, and he was like pedaling his bicycle, and there was like, nobody was in my son's race, so the teenagers like raced him on this BMX track.
Yeah,
right? And he's a little kid. He didn't even have pedals. He was like using the bike with his feet.
With the feet one.
Yeah, and they were like riding behind him, and they let him win. And you've seen various videos like that where they let the
I see all the time, like where
the handicapable guy does whatever, they let him
they
let him
shoot
gamble.
the free throw or like that, whatever it is.
They do all those things, but then you see at some point, like, all those teenagers, all those people on that other basketball team, they hit a villain arc, bro. And it's like, we're not going to be good people anymore. Something's good.
Well, it's because along the way, what I mean. I got an early taste of this in my life. You know what I mean. Like that, where you like, because there's as you're growing up, and what's the saying is, like when you're growing up, like don't lose the kid inside you.
Right.
Have you ever heard that like that?
Right.
But the thing is that along the way of always getting fucked, just life really beating you down and stuff like that. I'm like, you kind of you're like, what? I need to go into survival mode, and then you
it shit ain't gonna happen to me.
Yeah, it ain't gonna happen to me no more.
It ain't gonna happen to me
like that. And then it's either it's not gonna happen to me no more, and you're gonna protect yourself, or hurt people,
bro.
So
did we talk about that villain thing? The difference between a villain and a hero?
I don't think we did,
bro.
What you got?
I was watching this thing, and a dude was like, "What is the difference between a villain and a hero?" And he was like, "If you look at them, the villain and the hero always come from, broken home. They come from some level of conflict.
Yeah.
The difference is the hero says, I don't want anybody else to feel like that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to prevent it. And the villain says, you'll never do that to me again. And you're going to feel it.
Yeah.
But it's always the same like backstory, except at that one point, they just take a different fork in the road, bro.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what you're talking about. Like you just make a choice. You either choose to say, you know what, I'm sick of this, and I'm sick of the obesity epidemic, and I'm gonna be a physical trainer because I want to help people get out of it, or you say, fuck it, all these people want to be fat. Let me drop some shit in it. I'm gonna put some red number 5 in this nasty ass food, and give them cancer, and make them fat as fuck.
Yeah,
and I'm making plenty of money because they're gonna be fat anyway. And that's crazy, bro. That it's like that, but it sucks.